Is it moving? Hi, folks. This is Anthony with the Honda Snowblower Enthusiasts YouTube and Facebook channel. I got my wonderful camera person today helping me with this. I brought home some Taco Bell last night. I don't know what am I going to have to do today.
In-N-Out Booger.
In-N-Out Burger? That's
Yes.
50 miles away.
Oh, well.
All right. Well, this week I got two snowblowers in with the blown engines. So I wrote about it today, and some members of the Facebook group are asking me, well, how come the engine didn't shut off when it got low on oil? Because in most cases, I've seen these engines, they blow up, they seize up or break because of no oil in the crankcase. So people were asking, that's an excellent question, and I get it many times during the year, why the low oil shutoff sensor doesn't shut off the engine. Now, on most small engines, they're on stationary equipment like generators, uh, pressure washers, wood splitters, and stuff like that. And they do have low oil sensor on the engine. So when the oil gets low, the engine shuts off. It's a great safety feature. However, on Honda snowblower engines, I'll show here, right here, Susan, right there. Can you see that? This black
Just a minute,
plug.
I'm trying.
You're not on the
I know. I'm trying
on
to
the
get
plug.
right there. I am.
See the plug right there? That's where the oil
Go ahead.
sensor.
Show it again.
That's where the oil sensor wiring comes out of on a regular engine, and there's a rubber plug here. The Honda snowblower on me again. The Honda snowblower engines don't have the low oil sensor because the machine's always being tipped. You're going upstairs, or you're doing berms, or you're moving the machine around, and with the engine moving, if it had a low oil sensor in it, the engine would be shutting off all the time. So that's why it doesn't have it. And that's why I'm always telling people to check your oil. Right here, here's your dipstick. And you always should be checking your oil before you use it. You check the oil on a level surface, and on this engine, the oil should come almost all the way up to the top. And these snowblower engines don't take much oil. This engine here only takes a little over a quart. And on the 724, it doesn't even take 2/3 of a quart. So it's very important to check your oil on these machines so you don't end up with an engine that's going to go to the junkyard. I suggest that you put a large piece of plywood or cardboard underneath your machine or on the concrete floor. You'll be able to see any leaks. Sometimes over a long period of time, uh, the machine may start leaking. The small engines, they do burn a little bit of oil, but people become careless. They check the oil a couple times. They've had the machine for 5 or 10 years, and every time they check the oil's okay, and then they just let it go, and years goes by, and then before you know it, you're going to ruin the engine. So that's the reason why uh, you don't have a low oil sensor. Now, another question I receive all the time is how come snowblower engines do not have air filters? Now, on your other small engine equipment, like I mentioned, the generators, wood splitters, pressure washers, stuff like that, they all have air filters, air filter elements, because they're used in the summertime most of the time. Lots of dirt and dust in the air. The snowblower engines, let me show you. Here's a, this is a snowblower. This is a GX 240 engine. The snowblower engines don't work they work in the wintertime when there's no dust. So here's your air intake cover, and I pull it off and there's no air filter. So this freaks out a lot of people, and then they're asking me why. Goes to your carburetor, and they're asking me why they don't have an air filter. So the reasons, two reasons, is that you don't have any dust in the wintertime, but you also have a lot of moisture, the snow in the air, the ice or whatever. And if you had an air filter element, it would freeze up. And when it freeze up, it would choke out your engine, and your engine wouldn't run because the air couldn't get in. Those are the two common questions that I get most of the time during the year: low oil sensor, and no air filter element. And thank you everyone for watching and liking and subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate the members that come up with these questions. They're great questions for future videos, and we'll see you next time.